Hey, I am Linda, and I was gonna say what I have learned. I can show a few things, um, but mostly from the beginning, I remember, like you said, catching the customer's attention and getting into their pockets, basically. That is one thing that some people, I think, who try to sell something gets confused on. You'd be like, oh, this is awesome, it's gonna get their attention. And then you realize, that's just not still gonna make them buy it. They'd be like, oh, that's cool. Because I've done that before. I was like, oh, that's cool. But I mean, as a person who is trying to set up a display or whatever, you gotta think, okay, they probably don't even have money and they're just coming in here, You can't control those things. And you're probably like, well, this is a great product, but that product might not be for that person, which goes into regional advertising as what we were just talking about. If you get your product around people around your area, which could probably help, and send it more to whoever might need it, like girls. If you're selling makeup, sell it to girls. Most of your guys are not going to want that product. So really, the product is selling itself, not only you. But then I learned about freelancers. I did not know anything about freelancers, and that you could basically get one for free if they're just starting out too. So they're mostly your visual merchandisers. And then there's mannequins, which there's so many different kind of mannequins, and then it goes on into ethnicity. And you would like to have like a black and white mannequin, not just selling all white and then it's pointed out to one ethnicity, which is good for your company too. And also the mannequins with like torsos, and there's mannequins as small as hands and fingers, just to show bracelets and rings and just little stuff. And I didn't think about those mannequins when I heard mannequins. I only thought of the full body mannequin, and there's different types, and what you would use them for. The props are also as important to sell your merchandise, and that they really put a theme to it, more of like, oh, this, I use this as a prop, and this is my wedding Flower Girls basket. And I was like, it's also considering of, when you say get stuff from our house, and, don't try to go out and buy things for stuff. I was thinking that that's part of budgeting, and which is part of visual merchandising, and that budgeting is most important thing of visual merchandising, because you don't want to spend all your money on a display, and it's most likely probably not going to work, or still you want to get and gain the money. It's profit maximization, and pretty much I just budgeted by using what I already had, and used a basket for an Easter theme display, which went on to my budgeting that I was going to say. But props is most important, with balance and color and everything in it. Not just that. There's just more. Then I was going to talk about the budgeting, which I'm budgeting this mannequin. Not actually going out and buying a mannequin. You make the simplest little mannequin, but it still can show, clothes, and it could have a hat and have a little extra. And the balance and what the visual looks like toward it. I'm trying to hurry up because I don't want this video long. But I wanted to talk a little about the materials used, and fixturings that are used when you clean up, an area space, and materials building your stuff. That's the little things that still always matter. Your capital, your supplies, your blah, 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 blah. All that is important, such as lighting, the dim lighting, and I usually use this thing. It's big, but it's pretty cool because it latches, and it kind of makes the light fixture, and it has a dim lighting. And you could always choose, your light bulb, your window, which I have window light on me right now. This is plus my room lighting. So it's like room lighting and my window lighting on me right now. And I think it's like just enough to show this, because if you do a dim lighting, it could set a dim mood. If you do a bright lighting, it's like it really has a difference in how you view the display. And then there's signage, which is pretty cool. There's a lot to that, like billboards, banners, and glass and neon signs. They all have like a perspective on how what you're selling and what your product is. Signing can be 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional, and like you said, 3-dimensional is more most likely to get the attention, and the materials and the layouts and the letters. Is it readable? All these things has so much more to them than you realize. And windows and the sound and themes. Windows, so many windows I did not even think about, and the space. I like talking about that. And so pretty much I learned a lot more because I learned a lot more in detail than usual. So I don't want to make this video long, so bye.